What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today we get to show off Athena, who is a godsend for the Immortal Typhon. But before we mention any more about that, I do want to bring up the fact that this is the last day for the Stein coins, so you want to make sure you go in the exchange shop. Make sure you collect whatever you need to collect, because this is the last day that you can actually use these tokens, and it is also the last day to be able to craft Lady Chang. So make sure that you go ahead and use whatever souls you have left to go ahead and craft whatever memories you can before this thing finishes. Now let's jump into Immortal Typhon. And I gotta tell you guys, this was freaking fantastic. The last time I did this, I actually had to use the BS Orochi and BS Rugal to get it done. But as you can see, we're not using those characters. We're actually using a lot of characters. Well, actually, all the characters that are always available in the game. I mean, SS Athena is an exception. I mean, she's in the game. We know she's going to come back. We know there's going to be more memories for her. But the other 5 characters are always available. And this was pretty cool because I actually wanted to have a little fun with Baynessa. I tried using her before, just couldn't quite get it done. But because of this first team, really because of SS Athena, I was able to do so well. That first team you're looking at, 3-star Athena, 4-star Kula, and 5-star Nameless can hit almost 400 million with the way they're currently built. And if you take a look at my builds, it's going to be the same old, right, guys? Max imprint stones. And then we are running the Athena set, which is really going to bump up Athena's damage. And then, of course, we're going to use the 3PG card. If you don't have that 3PG, you could use one of her other 3PGs. She has 2 other ones. You could definitely use those. No problem. Although this one here has a very long animation, and that does make a difference for this character. The funny thing about old girl is she has the 20% PG rate leadership, but she has no PG rate in her core, which, again, I mentioned this before. I think that's really strange, but she really doesn't seem to need it. She does get the 15% PG rate from this first stone, which is actually giving her a total of 35% PG rate with her leadership. She is insane. I mean, you just don't have to worry about the girl dying because of the decreased damage received that she has, the hyper armor that she has. I mean, decreased damage received by 75% is crazy. She is an absolute tank, but boy, can she dish it out. Oh my God, this girl's so awesome. And it's nice to finally really be able to showcase Athena because I mentioned this before. I really don't think Athena really got a whole lot of love, especially because of Mai. I mean, everybody loves Mai. She's major waifu, right? Athena's the cutesy, right? But I think Athena's freaking awesome. Oh my God, especially for this thing, because you need purple fighters to have the type advantage. And if you have purple defense fighters, they get an insane buff. They become a whole lot stronger whenever you're using them. So a character like Nameless, a character like Hotaru, a character like Athena are going to be freaking insane in this thing. Unfortunately, I don't have my Hotaru leveled up, but it's all good. And then applying the chill is going to be very important, especially on the first team, because it's going to stack up and it's going to carry over to the second team. And that's really why we have Kula. All purple fighters, Kula here. I do have imprint stones on old girl. I just got the silver stone here, which increases attack and chill. And then we have this stone here, which actually gives her a little PG rate and then increased balance type fighters and more chill. And then we have a stone from a Immortal dungeon that's just increasing her balance type and giving her a little HP. Increasing her attack by 12% and giving her some HP. And then I am running the Leah set. The Leah set's really good for her because the more often she uses her skills, the more often that she can apply the cold spell. That's exactly what we want. And then, she can also have that higher chance of applying the freeze if you're doing her skills more often, on top of getting the freeze from her 3PG. Freaking insane character for this. And then Nameless, of course. Nameless is a total god in this. Max capsules, max imprint stones. You definitely want a PG rate stone on this guy. It makes a big, big difference for Nameless. So he can do his 3PG more often. That long 7-second animation makes a big, big difference. And then we got a double attack stone here. And we have a double attack stone. Oh, no, I'm sorry. A single attack stone, just increased defense fighter. But the first one's a double attack. And then we are running the K set. And the Rugal option card is actually really good because it does increase your strike skill damage. And Nameless does have a couple strike skills on him for his 3PG. and for his second and third skill. And then Halloween Chris. And Halloween Chris is really awesome because of his PG rate leadership, right? PG rate's very important for these Immortal dungeons. And I do have a PG stone on him to really bump it up. So that way he does his 3 PG more often. We do have a double attack stone here. And we do have a double attack stone here. You guys are going to see, though, really the first team, they do so much damage that you could get away with using a completely different team, no problem. But I just wanted to make sure I didn't use any BS characters. Unfortunately, red element fighters have a disadvantage. But in all reality, guys, because I'm able to do so much damage with the first team, I probably could use a red team and probably still get it done. In all honesty, I probably could. And then we're running the Athena set for the utmost damage, my friends. Max Capsules. And then we have Baynessa. And this is a character that I wanted to show off in these Immortal Dungeons, but I never really could get her to work that well. But honestly, because we really didn't need to do a whole lot of damage, she does have the type advantage. She does apply chill. She's actually really good for this thing. She does have a double attack stone in her first one. She has a PG stone for the second. You absolutely need that. And then we got the decrease enemy defenses by 20% upon using Awakened skill, I believe for 5 seconds. Oh, for 4 seconds. And then she's also running the Athena set. And a beautiful thing about the Immortal Typhon is whenever he does get frozen, he just kind of sits still. So he's not attacking, and it actually, when you have characters that have weak survivability, their survivability actually goes up because they're not being attacked, which is pretty cool. And then Orochi, of course. Again, another character that doesn't get a lot of shine, and he does actually get to take advantage of this Fest set where you actually can gain PG. Unfortunately, gaining PG isn't worth a damn against this Immortal Typhon. PG rate is where it's at. So we're actually not really even taking advantage of that, but we are getting an extra 35% attack, which is really good. And then I am also using his regular 3 PG from the Epic Quest. I'm not using BS's 3 PG. And then for the Imprint Stones, we have a single attack for increased balance fighters and increased burn. And by the way, if you have double attack stones for this guy, that's going to be even better, especially since you can get the burns from Guild Raid. You could actually stack up on that, but you really want a PG stone in the middle for this guy, so he really uses his PG much more often. You can see Orochi does his quite a bit. And then we have this decreased enemy defense by 20% stone on him. So let's jump into the action and let's rock and roll. So I really believe that you could probably hit the 500 million with this first team. I actually think you could. They are insane, having 2 defensive fighters on this team. And maybe if you had Hotaru, who's a defensive fighter also, and a purple on the first team instead of Kula, maybe that would be better. I'm not really sure. I never get memories for Hotaru, so it's hard for me to really know. And here we go. And something always also to remember about Athena is because she's an SS character, you can spam her skills for 13 seconds instead of 10 seconds like you do with these other characters. So you see I'm spamming the hell out of Athena right now. Oh, so nice, so nice, so nice. And I really believe if my Kula would have been fully leveled up and my Athena would have been at level 50, we might have been able to get the 500 million with the first team. I think it would have been possible. This girl, and this is one of the things about her, whenever we were pulling for her, I thought, man, she's going to be so good for this thing, because I knew that defense fighters get a massive buff when they're facing Immortal Typhon. And she's an SS character. And she can reset her first skill, right? She's got a lot of damage. She applies dot on top of that. And all these dots are just stacking on top of each other. The chill, the starlight. And this animation is so long, right? And that just helps so much. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. We hit 160 million in the 30 seconds, right? And this is with characters that are not fully leveled up. My Nameless is fully built, but the other two are not. And, you know, again, as always, guys, you know, I talked about this millions of times, but you always want to fluctuate between your characters. And because all 3 of these characters have 3 PGs, it's not as crucial to time everything perfectly. I mean, you don't really have to. Like, when you play with a character that has a 5 PG, and then the other 2 characters have 3 PGs, a lot of times you got to play the character with a 5 PG to make sure they don't do their default finisher if it's a short finisher. That's the thing to keep in mind. Kind of like K. Whenever you're playing with K, you want to use this 5 PG, which recently I did get his 3 PG in a live stream, which was freaking awesome. And that's something I wanted to test. But since we got a new Immortal dungeon, I wanted to show this off first. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. I mean, look at this, guys. We're almost at 300 million, and we got 11 seconds to spare, right? And these characters are not fully leveled up. A lot of people that got Athena, they're going to have this character. I think a lot of people shot to get her to 3-star. That way they could get all these imprint stones for her, because they are insane imprint stones, right? The SS characters and the BS characters just have amazing stones, and so do the 7 Knights. I mean, and this wasn't the best run, in all honesty. Like I said, you know, I could probably hit maybe 400 million on a really good run with the first team. But even having a not so good run, we're still going to hit, you know, 350 million. Actually, over 350 million. Look at this. And you're just going to see that damage just skyrocket. Look at it, man. Look at it go. Look at it. 370 million. Woo! 380 million. Nice. 390 million with the first team, my friends. Crazy, crazy. So you only need, so if you're using this first team, you only need to get, you know, 100 million more, right? And I mean, you set up this purple team, you got Halloween Chris, you got Orochi, and you have Vanessa, and you're good to go. Hell, you could even put in Maxima. I mean, Maxima's freaking insane. She would do really good as well. I mean, all that chill damage is already applied. I mean, yeah, if we had freeze, it would kind of stun it wouldn't stun him, but it would lock the boss in place a little bit. But we're not really too worried about it, in all honesty, guys. We don't need to do that much damage. Get him, Vanessa. Get him, girl. Get him. Yeah. I love it. Love it. Pound that boy. Now that probably didn't sound that good. Sorry about that. Don't let your minds wander, my friends. Don't let your minds wander. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my God. So freaking awesome. You don't have to worry about, you know, anything, removing anything. You don't have to worry about an explosion, removing any of the chill or anything like that with this team. I love it so much. I mean, look, guys, we're just destroying this thing. We're destroying it. And I mean, even if I, like, say I had Hotaru and I put her on the second team, right? That would be amazing. That would be amazing. It would be even easier, but in all honesty, this is pretty damn simple. No problem. Oh my God, I love it, I love it, I love it. You're going down, buddy. Down. 20 seconds to spare, my friends. 500 million. And really, to me, what made this special is the fact that I got to use Vanessa. We got to show off Athena. And we also got to show off Orochi as well. And Athena and Orochi and Vanessa especially don't really get a whole lot of love in some of these game modes. And man, they can really shine in this kind of game mode. But man, if you have Athena, you are loving life for Immortal Typhon. So let me know how you're all doing in the game. Let me know what characters you've gotten, what cards you've gotten. And I stream on Twitch at 9 a.m. GMT plus 7 time, Monday through Thursday. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.